it's Julie Davison and Susan LaCroix. Welcome to Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. We're so excited that you're joining us this week. If you're brand new to one of our channels, Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie is our weekly video series where Mom and I share Stampin' Up! Projects using the same suite or bundle or product. We're so glad that you're here. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on all of our videos because we always just have so much fun together and so much fun sharing with you. It is Sunday, October 9th. And we had a really busy September that finally came to an end, and you earned the trip. We're so excited about that. I think we said that last time. I sort of feel like it's like, oh, like I just kind
Yes,
of feel like in a breather kind of catch up mode. Do you feel the same way this week, Mom?
a little bit. And again, I just want to thank everybody who ordered from me and helped get me on that boat. It's pretty exciting. Al's really excited. Dad is
Yeah.
he just really wanted this cruise. Yes, I am. I feel kind of like I can take a breather, but yet I
Yeah.
have a list of like 4 or 5 classes that I need to schedule and prep for. So I just feel like, okay, take a breath
I
and get back into it.
Yes, I do feel that like urgency, like the year is
Mhm.
coming to a close really
Yeah.
fast. And like suddenly now that it's October, I just feel like Christmas is so much closer and I just feel like a little bit like I'm running out of time. We're kind of at the halfway point. I guess maybe that's why we feel like that. We're halfway through the July through December mini catalog.
Yeah.
Exactly halfway. We've done 3 months. We've got 3 months left. There's quite a few dies that are not available to order right now, but at this point in the catalog, they are coming back in stock, most of them in just a couple weeks. So if there's something that you've been waiting for, then don't worry, it's not completely sold out, and it is coming back. So we do still have a few months left, so definitely make sure that you get all your favorites from the mini catalog. And we're going to feature some mini catalog stuff today. So should we just get started, Mom, and flip it over to
Yeah,
your desk?
I think so. I
All
think
right.
so. All right. So the mini catalog, there's still a lot of good stuff in here that we haven't shown you yet. And this one, I was so excited when it came back in stock because it went to be, unavailable
Yeah.
for the longest time. And I was like, I want to use this so bad. Okay. Storybook gnomes. I love gnomes. I know not everybody does. Some people kind of find them a little creepy, but I love gnomes. And and there's more, you can do more than just Christmas with this gnome set as well. So it's called Storybook Gnomes. It's on pages 42 and 43 in the mini catalog. Look at these cute samples. This looks like a little framed piece of art. I just love it.
I need to
And
do that more. Like, I really love that sort of framed art look, and that one's really nice, sort of bringing in different elements of all the designer
yeah,
paper patterns.
yeah, we got to do that. We got to take a Sunday and
We should.
just, show framed art. Yeah.
I love that
All right.
idea.
Well, put that on our list.
I was just grabbing a pen.
So on page 43 kind of gives you some detail, and I'm going to, of course, show you. Oh, I forgot to bring out the puff paint. Oh dear. Okay. Anyway, so we've got a bundle and we've got some gems and the puff paint that I forgot to bring out, some ribbon and this cool paper. So let's look at it in detail. Here is the stamp. It is a cling set. Oh dear. It has 9 stamps. So we've got 4 different gnomes, their little house, and some great little wishes. Your warm wishes, your kindness does not go unnoticed. You know me so well. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So if you remember when I did this, I think on our mystery stamping, Julie, it's
Oh,
upside down.
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't bother trying to do it. I did some research. It's like, yeah, I'm just leaving it. So I took a
yeah.
little, Sharpie and I put it up arrow so I know I have to flip it over.
Oh,
Anyway, so that is the stamp set. Here are the dies. So again, you've got this is almost upside down here. So we've got the 4 gnomes, we've got their little house, and we've got kind of a gnome builder kind of a thing going on here. So in some mushrooms. So there's a lot you can do with it. And I was looking at this stamp set, and this is the beard, the gnome beard. But if you have a camping set, like a trailer, that could be a campfire.
I was just thinking that as you were talking about it being upside down. What a creative way to look at it. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. And there's probably something else we can do with these mushrooms too.
Gumdrops.
Gumdrops, that's a good one.
That Sarah showed something. We have some other little mushrooms in the Ringed with Nature stamp set, and Sarah
Oh,
Douglas showed, maybe it was on the incentive trip video. And she used the mushroom stamps in that set as gumdrops. And I thought that was so clever. So you could use the dies for the same thing.
you sure could. I don't know why you couldn't. Okay, let's look at the paper. I got this one pulled out because I got this and another little scrap of it left. And on the back side are the gnomes, which you can die cut. So there you go.
I love the paper that has images that you can die cut, because I'm going to show some samples today. I just got the bundle this week, but I've been making cards with the paper because you can do so much with it. And I have to point out, one of the things that's really great about this designer paper and the Santa train is we have a lot of diversity in our gnomes. And so
Yes,
I love that they're thinking about that and being more inclusive in their
I agree.
designs and stamp sets and just in general. I think it's
Yep,
awesome.
I do too. I'm glad they're doing that. So I love these little vignettes. I just think they're so cute. There's so much you can do. And here are the houses that you can die cut, as Julie mentioned. This is fun. This is kind of a forest with some little mountains and stuff in here. I like the color palette. It's a little bit different. And some snowflakes. And there's quite a few snowflakes in here in different colors. So it'll suit your needs here. I love these little critters.
Yes.
And what's
I
this?
have to point out really quick, pause on that page. I made a card and I'll show you my version of it, but check out the moose. All of the animals, really, except for the rabbit and the fox, they're all sleeping. They all have their eyes closed. And I think it's funny because the moose is actively walking.
Yeah.
So it's like a sleepwalking moose. Well, I woke him up on one of my card samples, so I'll show you what I did.
Awesome. And then here's some fun little trees. I
I
like the
really
color.
love the colors on that one. What do you think those colors are, Mom? I was trying to decide when
I
I
think
was making my card.
it might be like soft suede. And is this Bermuda Bay?
Oh, I didn't think about Bermuda Bay. I was thinking it looked like just jade, but that's not a color we have anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bermuda Bay is listed on the back of the
Oh,
designer paper package. Good eye.
yeah. And then there's the field of mushrooms. I don't eat mushrooms, so and I love this snowflake. I love this snowflake paper.
No.
Oh, yeah. And then here's just a sheet with just some of the little guys in their houses. And again, we see the diversity in the gnomes, which I love to see. And then more snowflakes. So
Yeah.
just some really pretty paper and just a lot of stuff you can do with it. And then we have these sparkle adhesive, fine sparkle adhesive back gems that are the colors that are in the paper. And then we have this ribbon, and this is balmy blue and white, and it's kind of like a double stitched. It almost looks like it's got ribbon sewn on another piece of ribbon.
Mm. Yeah, it's a really heavy ribbon, but it still
It
ties
is.
nicely.
Yeah, it does. So that is the suite, along with the puff paint, which I forgot to bring out. So I didn't use it this week on my project. So I don't
You
know.
know, I was going to, and then I just went in another direction. So we'll have to show the puff paint another time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So are you ready to show?
I am. Well, I think if you've been watching me, you know I'm not a fan of the gnomes. I do find them to be on the creepy side. But I did break down and I just got the bundle recently because I've been seeing some cute things, mostly with the paper and the dies. You know, I think I have to clarify my creepy comment because You guys know I don't like to color. And so the gnomes, the stamp images really have to be colored. And so it's not that the gnomes are creepy. It's more so that I'm not confident in my ability to color them and make them cute. I,
Oh, I have to
I
disagree with that.
uh, so today I am not using the gnome stamps and I'm instead focusing on the little builder dies so I can make my own gnome. And so I've pre-cut some pieces here. And I just want to point out like the dies have some detail on there, like the little kind of scored lines. The hat has some stitching on it. And the boots do as well. So I love when they have the dies that add those extra little details. Well, I am going to use a little bit of stamping with the little house and then the sentiments, of course. So I've got some pieces pre-cut, and just like you said, I really love the snowflakes. I just think these patterns are really gorgeous. The watercolor look on the snowflakes and the colors as well. I'm kind of traditional, like when it comes to snowflakes. So these colors that I chose for today, I am missing a piece of cardstock. Um, Hold on, I just have to cut it. I'm not sure where it went. I thought I cut it, but it's probably on the floor with the rest of everything that was on my desk. Hey, I'm being real. This piece is 3¼ by 4½. We'll have the measurements in the video description for you. I forgot my post-it notes today. So I have a piece of designer paper that is 4 by 5¼ looking for my adhesive. And I'm going to add that to the front of the card. And I have a piece of designer paper. I have two. One is 1 by 4¼ for the front. This is going to layer like that. And the other one is for the inside of the card. And so really it only needs to be 4 inches, but I didn't want to get the pieces mixed up. So I just thought I would cut off the edge. So we're going to do some stamping and then we're going to assemble this card. And I'm going to show you some tips on assembling the die cut gnome pieces because there are some like guidelines to show you kind of where to glue everything together so that you have the proportions just right. So let's start with the stamping. I feel like I'm just going to knock these right off. We're going to do the toadstool house. Is that what it's called? A toadstool or just a house? I don't know. I don't know gnomes very well.
I would just call it a mushroom house.
Mushroom house. I'm going to stamp that in Balmy blue on the Balmy blue cardstock. So just kind of like in the background, nothing really like bold and bright. And then I'm going to use the Pacific Point ink pad to do the greetings. So on that inside piece for the white, I have your kindness does not go unnoticed. Kind of simple. And then I'm going to stamp. I love a good pun. You gnome me so well. And that's going to go on crumb cake cardstock. And I'm going to die cut with I accidentally put it away, the Label Me Fancy Punch. That's the one that has like the little hole and the slot. I love the size of this punch. I think it's just kind of perfect for a little sentiment. So that's going to be on the front of the card. You know, I'm going to bring this down just a little bit on my camera stand. Sorry, we're going for a little. Sorry for the movement there. I should have done that earlier. There, now you can see a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to do some layering with the cardstock. So I've got the Balmy blue piece that's going to go in the center of the designer paper. And this is where you could be smart and use like a rectangle die and die cut the center of the designer paper before you glue it down since you're going to cover it up. I always feel bad covering like a big piece of designer paper, but I love the border of the paper in the background. Then I'm going to add, almost out of that adhesive. I'm going to add my designer paper strip across the bottom. and we're going to layer our gnomes. So let me show you on the beard piece. You can kind of see a space for the nose, and then the other space that you see is where the hat lines up. So they're kind of showing you exactly where to put all the pieces. So I'm going to use some liquid glue and just take a line across those spaces. I'm going to start with adding the nose right in the middle. I used petal pink to die cut the nose. And then I'm going to add a little more glue on top of the nose and add the hat. And again, just kind of going, uh-oh, I got I shouldn't have put so much glue on it. Uh-oh. Okay, that's going to be fine. The glue dries. The glue dries clear. Yeah. So I know where to put my hat and I don't have to worry about going too high or too low. And then I'm going to do a little bit of glue here on it looks like the pants, but we're not really going to see the pants. It's just going to be the feet that are kind of sticking out from underneath. I love a little glitter, so I'm going to add some Wink of Stella to the beard and just kind of make that beard kind of pop and stand out a little bit.
Yeah, this would be good for Thanksgiving, for St. Patty's Day.
Yes. Well, I was thinking, just like you said, like this is not just for Christmas. It's not just for winter. And I think that these gnome die cuts especially are so good for any time of year. So I actually have another version of this card that I use some different designer paper to show you how it can be for spring or fall, or I didn't even think about St. Patrick's Day. I love that. I saw people who were doing Valentine's Day gnomes too, so you can have your gnome be any time of year. You can use any designer paper, any color combination. I use Pacific Point for the hat and soft suede for the shoes, and then brought in a little crumb cake for the sentiment, which is going to go over there. To finish off the card, I've got a little bit of our fine sparkle adhesive back gems. I just love the colors on these, and they have almost like a frosted look to them. The colors are Calypso Coral, Pale Papaya, I think Balmy Blue, and Mint Macaron. And so I'm just going to add a few gems just to embellish our card a little bit. And then this is going to go on the inside. Oh, I forgot that one was out. So let's grab another one. Throw that one on the floor. I just need to come in here and do some serious cleaning this weekend. It is such a mess. When I film on my desk, I just like sometimes have to just take everything off, and it ends up just on the floor until I have time to put it away. So here,
Julie, I love that.
Thank you. Here's the finished card. I wanted to bring it and show you the other sample. I used the Happy Forest Friends designer paper and some of those colors. So I've got Mossy Meadow, Crumb Cake, Calypso Coral, and Petal Pink for the sentiment. And so then on the inside, same thing. Your kindness does not go unnoticed. I think this would be really pretty, like you were saying, for Thanksgiving, for fall. You could use any designer paper with these cute little gnomes.
You could.
All right, let me show you some other samples that I made. So like I said, I just recently got the bundle, and before I just had the designer paper. And so without the dies, I just fussy cut from the designer paper. And I used the Inspired Thoughts stamp set to do the greetings. So I've got this one. Here's one I did for one of our mystery stampings. Again, I fussy cut from the designer paper. So even if you don't get the stamp set in bundle, you can still make some really cute cards with this designer paper if you're digging the gnomes. Okay, so do you see what I did?
I do. Yeah.
I just colored in his eye so that he would be awake, and now he is not sleepwalking. I tried the same thing on the bird, but the bird looked like the eyeball was too big. Like it looked like all drugged out or something. So that didn't work. I let the bird stay sleeping on the back of the moose. And then I've got one swap card. This one's from Betsy Kreider. And I just love this layout. Little texture in the background with the time-worn type. And then she did a nice job coloring on that stamp image of the gnome. All right, Mom, I can't wait to see what you've been creating with the gnomes. Are you ready to share?
Dear, I am. I feel like I have a hot mess on my desk here. All right. So for our card base, if you can call it a base, I've got 2 pieces of, oh my gosh, Balmy Blue. No, this isn't Balmy. This is
Pool party?
Pool Party. Holy cow. Okay. So these are 5.5 by 4.25. And then they're scored at 3 inches. I'm sorry, 3/8 of an inch on the long end. So we have 2 of those. I've got 2 pieces of designer series paper, 5.25 by 3.5. So I've got these 2 ready to go. The inside piece is going a basic white 5.5 by 2 3/4. And I've already stamped the Merry Christmas and Happy New Year on there. And for our greeting, 3 inches by 1 inches, die cut, and then warm wishes. That's going to go on the front. I also have, I took a piece of 3 by 3 basic white and die cut using the, Julie, I'm just brain fading today.
Stylish shapes.
Stylish shapes. And that's where this one came from as well. I keep it out all the time. I just use it. You'd think I'd remember the name of it, doggone it. Okay.
I keep wanting to call it stitched shapes because that's what the old set was.
Yeah. So then I loved these little vignettes. And so I took a smaller circle of the stylish shapes and I just die cut out a bunch of these little vignettes. So that's what I have to use on my card. I'm only using 2 of them. Then I have a window, a little acrylic piece that's a 1/2 inch by, I don't even know, it might be 3 inches because I'm going to trim it. So I'm going to put it over here so I don't lose it. And I was originally thinking that because this has a backing on it, I was going to just put a white one of these, but I'm going to put another vignette, I think. So I'm going to put those aside. And then I took our little animals and I did some fussy cutting. I'm not sure which of all these animals I'm going to use yet, but here they are. I just did a bunch of fussy cutting. And I think you all know how to fussy cut, right?
Yeah.
So just,
Unless you
I'm
have
not
a
going to
tip
do the
to
whole
share.
thing. Well, and just that when you're fussy cutting, and because several people don't know this, you don't move the scissors. You keep the scissors still and you move the paper.
Yes.
So I'm not going to cut this whole thing out, but just to kind of show you, you can just kind of just cut along, move your paper, keep your scissors still. So that's it. That's all I'm going to show you. But what you
love it.
can do too is if you think that the edges look a little rough, you can take a blend that matches this and you can just kind of go along the outside of your whatever you fussy cut to kind of soften it up a little bit.
Great tip.
Okay, so now let's see, where do I want to start? I think I'm going to put my critters on here first. So I'll get out my favorite adhesive and let's see how I had these laid out. All right, so I'm going to start with the bunny. Yeah, okay. I kind of move things around so that I would not get out of camera here. And I'm just putting these guys on here. So let's do our little deer next. That'll give this a chance to dry. And you really don't want a lot of adhesive because you don't want to let's see, let's put him here. See, I got a little bit too much glue, but it'll be okay. And our little birdie is going to ride the back of the deer too. Sound asleep, but he's going this way, looking at everybody else. Well, I don't like where that's placed. And then I've got 2 foxes. I've got one that's sleeping and one that's awake. So which one should I put on here? I think the one that's sleeping. He's going to just take a little nap by his friends. He's going to go up with a little dimensional. So what I'm doing, and I haven't done this card in a long time. So, and actually, Julie, I want to get the link for this because you've got several ideas that people can use. So I do want to put the link um, in our description to your,
Yep.
yeah, okay. All right. Let's work on this a little bit. So the score lines, where's my bone folder? I'm going to make, this is called what, Julia? Floating pop-up or something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to fold these and get a nice crease. And Julie, if I miss a step or doing something, you have tips, you've done this a number of times. So what we're eventually going to do is we're going to put tear and tape here, and we're going to put these two together like so. Okay, but we're going to do, let's see, we should do the front, right? Let's put this on the front. And where's my snail? I had to make sure when I came over here to kind of set up my snail. Oh my goodness. My skill was almost empty as well. So I tossed it on the other side of the table and grabbed another one. All right. So this is going to be our front. And our little friends are going to go right here. I guess I should do that now, or should I wait, Julie, till the end till I get it all assembled?
If you're using Stampin' Dimensionals, I think you could go either way. It might be good to have it be flat as you're bringing the pieces together.
I'll put it on later. Okay. All right. So this piece, because this is the front of my card, so when it's together and we open it up, I'm going to put another piece of this DSP right here and continue the scene on the other side. So you want to make sure you're, if you're putting anything on that piece that's on the inside that you want to
Bring
make
it down
sure.
just a little bit.
There we go. Is that better?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so that piece is going to be done. We're going to go ahead and put our other inside piece on, which is going to go here. Hey, now. Well, what's in there? Well, screw that. We'll just use my favorite. All right. We'll get this guy on here. All right, so now I'm going to bring out the tear and tape. Julie just does this so effortlessly. And I'm going to put a piece here. Oh, I didn't get it all the way to the end. Do I need another little piece there, Julie, you think?
I would maybe grab a glue dot or something and just stick it there.
Good idea. You want to make sure that this is going to come together. So there we go. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put another piece of tear and tape on that side. Let's see if I can measure a wee bit better this time.
Bring both your pieces down a little bit. There you go.
This wood grain, I love it. I love my desktop, but I think it's messing me up with like, where do I need to be? The range of my camera, because I used to just, kind of go by my grid paper. Okay, that one's better. All right. So now we're going to take two of our vignettes and our little acrylic piece right here. I don't know how well you can see it. Probably not at all.
Actually, pretty well, yeah.
Okay. All right. So we have the moose with going to sleep, getting petted. We have this guy. We have this deer. Goodness me, that's a duplicate. So which two do I want? You have any ideas, Jay? I can't decide.
I like the two on the ends.
These two?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So we're going to put this on the acrylic strip with glue dots. So let me get that out. Get my glue dots out. Just tear some off here. And I'm going to put some, and you want to, what I want to do with these vignettes, probably need another glue dot, huh? All right, so I'm just going to put him here. And then I want to make sure that it's the same way here. All right, Jay, any tips? Anything I need to do differently?
So far so good.
All right, so I'm going to put a glue dot here. I might put another glue dot down here, just because I can. All right, so I'm going to check one more time to make sure that my scenes are going to be symmetrical. And we're going to glue them together. So the whole idea here is that it's going to fit in here, right? So I'm going to have it here, but you don't want this piece to go off your edge. So I'm going to trim down.
Bring it down a little bit. There you go.
And I'm going to cut some of this acrylic off so that I make sure I'm staying where I want to be here. Okay. So now, here we go. The moment of truth. So you want to have like a flat surface to do this. So I'm going to put my gnome. Oh, not yet. I'm going to put him right about here. And now I'm going to line these up.
When you close the card before you do that, the circle's not going to stick out from the, like, just fold your flap down. Does the circle, the circle's okay? Okay.
Circle's okay.
It looked for a minute like it was too long, so I was worried. Sorry.
That's okay. And of course, I put my finger right where that is. All right. So now we want to just line these up so that they're together. All right. Let me make a sign of the cross here. Smash it together so that it lines up. All right. So this is the front. So when you open up, you've got this floating little vignette.
I love it.
So now let's finish our front. So we've got this guy on here. So we're going to stick him on just with some snares, the one that doesn't work. Oh, all right. And then we're going to use that, put our warm wishes on with some dimensionals. So we're going to put this guy right here. And I brought out at Julie's suggestion. She thought maybe a little bit of the glitter ribbon behind here. So I'm just, this is so skinny that I had trouble trying to get it to lay the way I really wanted it.
Oh.
So it's lay flat. So let me cut a hunk here. So I got that angle that way. So I'm going to do this angle this way. And I'm going to take some more sticky strip. I should put some of that stuff and lay it where I want the ribbon. We don't really have to go all the way across. This guy here. I love using tear and tape with ribbon. I really do. We're just going to lay this down here for a little sparkle. Put some mini dimensionals here. I feel like this has taken me an hour to put together.
Oh no, you're doing great. You do need to come down. There you go. You had a lot of it prepped. It's not taking as long as it feels like.
And so I'm just going to put this here. So there
Oh,
is
I love
the
that
pop-up
little touch
card.
of glitter.
Do you think I should put some? I was debating what I did with my.
Yes.
If I can't find them, I'm not putting it on. Where did they go?
Maybe it's near the paper samples you had out, the fine sparkle adhesive back gems.
Maybe that here. Oh, here they are. All right. So I'm thinking again. I'm thinking I think that's more. It's not. I don't think it's mint macaron. I think it's pool party.
Maybe pool party.
Yeah. So maybe let's do some of this. Maybe just on here. I will get lost in the trees.
I think it would get lost in the trees. You could do them on the circle. Do one
That's
or
what I was thinking.
one down low and two up higher by the banner.
Yeah, I think so. I may want to bring this one down a little bit. Or not. No, I guess not. All right.
It kind of looks like snow.
A little bit. A little bit. Now, when you close this, see how it kind of pops up? It will eventually fall, or you can put something heavy on it for a little bit, and it'll stay probably pretty relatively flat. But
There you go. I love it. I want to say on the inside, when you open it up, there's that little lip. Bring your card down just a little bit. Right there. Um, in the past, sometimes I've done like a little border piece
yeah.
to cover up like any imperfections there. So it could be cardstock or designer paper. You could do like a cloud border, the basic border dies. I think I
Yeah.
did one that was like grass or something like that when I had floating pop-up
Oh, yeah.
flowers. So if
Yeah.
if I'm just saying if that little lip bothers you or it doesn't line up quite right, you could cover it up with
Oh,
um, you know, with a piece. But I love it. I love that little fun surprise inside the card. And you've really
yeah.
shown off the designer paper beautifully.
But I was debating about having it maybe a small or another vignette down here, but I just thought, I'm just going to leave it at the one because when you do flowers or butterflies, or you did a ladybug one, which is
Mhm.
absolutely adorable, you had several of them in different lengths on there. So I encourage you all to check out the link, and so you can see the video as to how Julie put hers together. So, but this is my version for this week. Let me show you a couple other cards. When Julie did, when we did the stamp along, I did this one. So I'm just bringing it back out. That's where I discovered that this tape was upside down. And so I just finished it off with a little inside with a strip of snowflakes.
Nice.
And then this one we did at Hostess Club this month. So we stamped and used some blends to color in our gnomes, and used the snowflake embossing folder along the back. I don't know how well you can see that. That really finished off this card. It
Yeah.
needed
And
something, so
that one's in the annual catalog, right? That embossing folder.
yes, it is.
Yeah.
And so I used some of this is why I don't have much left. And again, warm wishes and some of our ribbon and some of our iridescent rhinestones.
I love those.
I really debated between these and the iridescence, but I went with the iridescence. And then the inside, I just stamped another little gnome.
Oh, what colors did you use to color the gnomes?
Poppy Parade, Balmy Blue. I used some of the new blends that are the like natural tones,
Oh, yeah.
hair and skin tones, and shoes and boots.
Nice.
And yeah, so it's really the only two colors that weren't in the naturals sets were the Balmy Blue and the Poppy Parade. So this was
Oh, it looks great.
So these are my gnome cards so far, and I'm far from done now that it's available and I can show some more.
I feel like we're just getting into well, I mean, just like all the winter Christmas snowflake stuff. Like, I don't
Mhm.
know, I really felt like I didn't want to use snowflakes a whole lot in the middle of the summer, but now I am ready to go. In fact, I wore my snowflake shirt today because it
Yes, you did.
coordinates so well with my card. Let's flip the cameras around and show off our cards. Oh my goodness. I love the puns. I love the snowflakes. I'm warming up to the gnomes.
Yeah, you are, because you were like, no, I'm not getting that. No, I'm not doing that.
We would love to hear from you. Leave a comment and let us know what you think about the Storybook Gnomes suite. Are you a fan? Yay or nay? Leave a comment and let
Yeah,
us know. Hopefully you're inspired by the projects that we shared today. We would love for you to share what you're creating with the Kindest Gnomes bundle in our Facebook groups. So
yeah,
maybe you guys will inspire me to love these gnomes a little bit more.
not a problem, Julie. And I actually made one of these for you.
Oh
So it's
yay! I love it. Well,
becoming,
I'll send you an extra of my card too, because I've got two of them.
oh yeah, well, I can do the same thing with this guy too if you want it. The
Well,
pop-up.
sure. Well, you're coming in a couple weeks, so you can
I
just bring
am.
it.
I'll
I'm
just bring
so
them.
I'm so excited about our visit that's coming up in gosh, I guess about 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks.
We'll have a nice visit. We're going to a football game for the girls to see the marching band and senior night and a basketball game and doing some fun stuff and filming together in person.
So
I'm always so
yeah, we're
excited
gonna
when we get to do that.
try like crazy to get as many videos filmed together as we can. It just seemed time just melts away, but we're
I
gonna do our
know.
best.
I'm worried because we made up our list the other day. We were talking, and I was trying not to be too ambitious, but we were like, "Oh, we could do this, and we could do that. We could do this when we're together." So
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
see. We'll see how much we get done.
Well, until next Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie, we hope you have a wonderful week ahead and enjoy this nice fall weather wherever you are.
Yes.
All right, Julie,
Have a
have a
great
great
week.
week. We'll talk. Yeah.
Yes.
All
Thanks
right.
for watching, everybody. See you next time.
Bye. Love you, Jay.
Bye, Mom. Love you too.